a good week. Really proud of our guys, the way they've handled a setback and the way they approached Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, and then today was a really, really sharp day today. So that's what you have to do. You have to look yourself in the mirror and face the things that you need to get fixed and press on together. And I thought the energy and the focus and the leadership of our older guys was what it needed to be, and we just got to keep working hard every day. So excited to get us back on the field.
Obviously, the biggest question is the status of Michael Penix.
Yeah, we'll probably know more today and tomorrow. We do some things with him in terms of evaluation-wise. I think will really help us a lot to get a good gauge. So don't know exactly the status for Saturday yet, but we should know more here pretty soon.
Coach, you kind of talked about Cam Jones a few times in the last couple of weeks, but has he kind of really, in the way that he's trying to get back on the field, has he kind of set the tone in some type of way for the locker room when it comes to situations?
He has, because I talked about him again yesterday in a team meeting, because just using him as an example, because here's the reality. You go through, and he's still young, and he did something that injuries are part of this game. I mean, it's just part of it, and that will never cease to be the case. And so to show and have a guy you can say this is how it's done, and it also makes our guys realize the quality of trainers and doctors that we have working with our guys. And if you just buy into doing everything exactly like we ask you to do, and I would say and then some. He took the and then some part, and he went to where he was so determined to get back and play. And like I said, injuries are a tough thing, and everybody's different. Every injury's a little different. That was his ankle, and but still, I mean, it was not pretty optimistic that he was going to play when it first happened, to getting back for Ohio State. So to what he did and the amount of hours he spent rehabbing and just doing everything he possibly could. And he proved that he was ready once we did all this tests and everything. So, but yeah, just a great, I think it elevates, things, and it increases a standard, and almost kind of intensifies and makes that standard even higher about how you handle an injury, and doing everything you possibly can to get back as fast as you can. That's our philosophy.
What in particular stood out about practice this week in terms of the problems that you need to address?
Yeah, first of all, spent a lot of time on run fits on defense, and even again today, and just even adjusting things we're doing schematically to address it, as well as worked on more on tackling drills, did an additional tackling drill that we created off of some of the mistakes we've had, and then to me so that was the overemphasis on fixing the fits, the tackling, and shoring up that part of the defense. And then to me, run game, just trying to continue to, spend time in the offensive line meeting room and talking to different guys and just meeting with, just trying to get those things fixed, and it's schematic things we're working on through and trying to adjust and tweak and then just also sustain our blocks, being finishers on those blocks, which sometimes what it comes down to, and getting a great push and get off and working on our double teams and working on just trusting, the thing about O-line play that is so unique about it is it is a chemistry-driven group, and as those guys work together, if you really think about the group, when you take out your, last year's right tackle and left guard, you took away the guys that work together. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that sometimes you maybe have the whole left side back or the whole right side back, but we had, so where they're all kind of working together side by side. And I just think that does take time, so we just got to get better at that. And they got their communication and they're trusting each other, and they're being able to whether it's a combo or whether, however, scoop, cut off, all the different kind of blocks that they use and the communication that they have to have. So just another week getting better at it, working on it, isolating some things, trying to do some things to help them make it better schematically and structurally, and so those are the two key things we really addressed. Worked really, really hard on this week.
Has Michael been able to participate in practice, or has it been strictly rehab?
Yeah, no, he's been participating some, but not much. So we got certain roles that we have him do and things as a part of practice. But no, right now it's been a major emphasis on the rehab piece, and then a major emphasis on the mental piece of getting him ready to go.
As far as the running game, have you been able to identify really what the actual issues have been for you guys?
Well, I mean, the bottom line is I do feel like that we have not gotten a lot of separation up front. Okay, so it's the push off the football, and to me is creating structural answers to make them pay for overloadness. That to me is what I want to really see us do a better job of being able to and take advantage of the perimeter and take advantage of the matchups that those create. And to me, that's the two key things that stick out to me. You know, as I go through and watch it, which I do a lot. Went through last night and watched I go through, obviously I see it practice, and I watch all the defensive reps with the defensive staff, and then I watch all the offensive reps myself, and some of that I see it live. But going back and watching all the reps of practice, that's about 60 reps on each side of the football, 2 separate days combined. So you're talking about a whole bunch of plays, 240 some plays of just watching and go back and taking notes and just making sure we're going through and getting things fixed up and cleaned up. So I just feel like that to me is just, you know, the push, the working together, knowing when to stay on a double team, when to come off on a double team, whenever to, you know, even in the pass pro things that we had some trouble with on Saturday. And I just think that's, you know, just continue to work through it, you know, and I want to see us getting the ball on the perimeter. I think that to me is a big help to get some pressure off the core. That's what we're really trying to emphasize.
Is it surprising to you how much teams have loaded up the box? I mean, even going back to Ball State,
Yeah.
considering the passing numbers you guys had last year, you know, what you brought back in the pass game,
Sure.
does it surprise you how much people have?
Yeah, they have, you know, and then I think, you know, but when someone does it and then has some level of success with it, I think then everybody starts copying it, you know. So, but yeah, it has surprised me a little bit. But I guess, you know, you come back and you like Stevie, and there's just so much emphasis on taking him away. And so that's what they've been over determined to do. And so, yeah, it's probably more than I would have thought in the beginning.
You talked about giving up the defensive reins, and kind of ask me later in terms of how it feels. I mean, when you give up as many points as you did last week, I mean, is it hard?
Well, it didn't feel very good on Saturday. Let me tell you that. Okay, and so, but here's the thing, though, and this is what I don't ever want to do, and I haven't, is I don't second guess a call that we did. Now, I'm going through and working really hard. We made some changes now, okay, and some things that I just said, I want to do this, I want to see us do this, this, and this. And I'm not calling it, but I did. I've stepped in because this is what I, you know, do and everything. And so, but at the same time, it's because I wanted us to be able to do what we need to do against the very best on our schedule. And so, yeah, it was not a whole lot of fun, you know, not being the one calling it in that kind of situation, because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm responsible. So I do feel still like that it's just helped in so many ways for me to be able to be a better head coach. Even this week, addressing both sides of football, special teams, meeting with players, you know, getting time with them. Those are things we have to do, as well as getting the defense right. So, you know, first couple of weeks, you know, work through things, but I expect it to kind of settle down a little bit this week here and get back into our flow of being where we want to be.
I don't want to get ahead because Big Ten play starts the following week, the trip to East Lansing. What do you need to see from your team this week on both offense and defense to feel good about going into Big Ten?
Yeah, you know, for me, you know, being crisp and sharp, you know, and what that means to me is, you know, yes, creating seams in the run game, okay, and then the play action that we have off of that. To me, just that the rhythm of that is what I want to see. I want to see our offense in a good rhythm where we have good ability to feel like we can keep that defense off.